Hey, howdy ho. Got something new today. My schedule has opened up because all of my prior engagements have canceled today, so I have time to stream today where I normally wouldn't. Everything that I have to do to get prepared for tomorrow has been pushed back a week, so my week is opened up. Everything about today has been really, really good for me. I got to meet a friend I haven't seen in over a year. I just mentioned that all of my events, both today and in the immediate future, have been pushed back, canceled, or delayed, which gives me a lot of free time, and I value my free time. And frankly, I'm just in a good mood, so we're going to do something really time consuming that I've wanted to do for a while but haven't exactly had the motivation to do. Elden Ring has been giving me borderline anxiety, stress, and depression, so we're going to put that to the side today. We're going to do something simple that just involves me talking to you and expressing myself in a way that I can at least understand. We're going to take a look at Touhou Sorter. Yeah. We're going to sort all the characters in the order of my favorite to least favorite. And we're going to be not filtering too much out, so this is going to be a little bit lengthier. So, nameless characters and some PC98 duplicates may occur. But without that long intro out of the way, I'm going to get started. Okay. So, before we get too far into this right off the bat, I'm going to have to say a few things. The fanon interpretation of some of the characters in my exposure to Touhou mostly comes from a third person perspective. I've had a moderate amount of exposure. I've only been going deeper into Touhou as far back as 2017. So my knowledge on every facet of every character is limited. And I prefer the canon interpretations of the characters in most cases. The fanon may influence some of my decision in some of these choices, but right off the bat, we have two characters that I honestly don't really know which one I love more than the other because they're so far down the list in characters that I care about. I'm going to have to go with my gut and use recency bias here and go with Joan because I love the Disastrous Twins as a pair. Individually, I don't like her as much as Shion, but I will have to admit the twins as a pair, I probably like better than Aaron. Joan on her own, I maybe like better than Aaron. Because let's talk about what I like about Aaron. I like that she's a doctor. Cool. She's from the moon. That's also kind of neat. Touhou 8 is pretty good. Her theme is pretty good. And her design, I think, is hit or miss. I like that she's a character that uses a bow. That's kind of neat. But we're going to go with the Pestilence God. Alright. Diocesan Star. I'm not a big fan of the Fairies of Light. I do like the fan. I like how many different fan interpretations there are of Daiusei. And for those of you who play Touhou Lost Word, Daiusei is one of my lesser favorite units, but I have so few units that are healers that I actually use her quite a bit. So Daiusei is going to take this one. Junko or Alice 98. I'm a Junko fan. Junko. Everybody knows this that knows me, or have seen me talk about Touhou. I have a few gifs and a few images of her that I like to share with people because I think she's a very, very good character with an interesting backstory. We'll probably see her pop up multiple times, so we'll save that for when that happens. Oh, oh, that's we're doing this early. Oof. So we got Team 9 or Murica. Okay. Uh. Hmm. Ooh. I don't know where I should. Who do I love more? I never said I wouldn't tie. So, well, put that there for now. I can't. I'm not going to be the guy that chooses between the strongest fairy and the objectively strongest fairy. Patchouli or Mima? I love the meme that Mima. Actually, looking back into it, I've started to read a little bit more into Mima, and honestly, she's just a far more interesting character. And for me, interesting means I like you more. Patchouli, you're cool. I like your theme. I like your design. I like your whole power set. Mima is just more interesting. Chamada and Sanyo. Getting some Touhou 18s in here. I don't know a lot about Sanyo. Chamada I know a little bit more about, and I love her patchwork design. And if you haven't seen the video yet, that Pearl dropped a fun video where he dubbed a comic called, he dubbed a fun little comic about this character, and I suggest you go look it up if you haven't seen it yet. Yes, my dress was made by Sticky Fingers. Sunny Milk and Tatara. I've already said what I feel like about the Three Fairies of Light, so we're going to go with Tatara. Kana and Seiya. Seiya, hands down. More interesting character. I'm a big villains guy, and I feel like this is one of the more big villains. No spoilers for Lost Word, but if you have played through Act 3, Part 2, she shows up at the end, and I am excited for Act 3, Part 3. Maribel and Tay. Tay's a little piece of shit. Maribel. Ron or Lunasa. I like Lunasa. She's my favorite of the Prism Rivers. But, how much do I like Ron? Do I like Ron more than Prism Rivers? I'm going to go with yes. Remember, she's a supercomputer. Now, there's a bit of a meme in the community that nobody likes Sumireko. I'm okay with her. I don't mind her. I've only recently learned about this character, and she's very interesting. I like her, but I probably like Sumireko more just because Sumireko is a more... She has more nostalgia at this point, I guess you could say. More relevance. Sho or Shinjuku female? Well, I guess we'll go with Sho. My knowledge of the PC98 is not the best. So you're going to see PC98 ranking pretty low on this list with a few characters who are exceptions, like Mima, for example. Nazrin. We'll give the little commander her credit. Yuka, PC98. Now, Kyoko. I like Kyoko. Kyoko's great. Yuka is interesting. I like her design a lot better than current Yuka. And honestly, she's just a character that's more relevant than Kyoko. I like Kyoko's appearance and how she's got a punk rock band. She'll probably rank higher than I think she is right now. But when I compare her to a character like Yuka, I'm going to have to go with Yuka. Okay, Wolf Girl and Koishi. We're going to go with the character whose name escapes me. Seki Banki and Catfish. No brainer. Narumi or Marilyn? Should I go for the meme of the trumpet or the statue? Touhou 16 is one of my favorites. So I'm just going to say I like the statue better. Ooh, that's no-brainer. No-brainer. People who know. I am a big fan of Parsi. She's probably going to be on the top of this list. She'll probably either be number 1, number 2, or number 3, depending. on my mood by the end of this. And frankly, I just think she's a very interesting character. She's a very relatable character. And to be honest, I might as well just keep this up while we're talking about it still. She's a very relatable character. She's a very minor character, but I like her design. I like her power. There isn't a single thing about her I don't like, and it makes it very difficult for me to like a character more than her, just because there isn't anything about her character that I don't really like. If you want to pick out something that I don't really like about her character, it's the fact that she's kind of completely irrelevant. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm irrelevant too. Okay. We're only 2% through this, so we're in here for the long haul. Marisa versus Yachi. As much as I love the Bowsette meme, Marisa is a much more interesting character. Even in her PC 98 days. Yamame, I can never pronounce your name, and Kazusu. Forbidden Scrollery is a good read. If you haven't read it yet, I suggest you do. Also, I have Kazusu on Touhou Lost Word, and that's going to influence some of my credibility there. Yomu and Mugetsu. I don't know anything about Mugetsu, so this is a no-brainer. But we'll talk more about Yomu when we have to pair Yomu against someone who I actually have to put more thought into. Okay, one of the Tsukumo sisters, Yatsuhashi versus Rumia. Rumia is actually a surprisingly more interesting character that I know more about, so we'll pick Rumia now. We'll probably go more into detail at that later. Evil Eye Sigma and Yuki. Yuki is one of the PC98 characters I know a little bit about from Asprey's playthrough of Touhou Soccer. Something I've debated whether or not I'll do a playthrough myself. But honestly, I like how this character is basically just like a workshop of Marisa's current design. So we'll go with the Yuki here. Okina and Raiko. Ladies and gentlemen, the doors. Kaguya and Momiji. Normally, I didn't like Kaguya that much, and I would click Momiji without thinking, but recently, by recently, I mean within the last, probably 6 months, I've started reading a little bit more into Kaguya. I've been watching a few playthroughs of Touhou 8, learning a little bit more about her backstory, and some of her fanon portrayals I've always been meh about. But she has a JoJo reference, and JoJo reference is just all I need to put her above Momiji. Okay, Benben and one of the Aki sisters. Touhou Lost Word is going to be influencing me again here. I have Shizuha in Touhou Lost Word, and honestly, one of the events, which was the sister contest, or the little sister contest, was a great way of showcasing a character that is so minor that no one cares about, but it makes me care about her that much more. Even Ben shows up in the same event, but the event is more focused on the Aki sisters, so we're going to give them precedence there, just like the developers of Touhou Lost Word did. Mystia and Yugen Magan. I don't know much about Yugen Magan other than he's weird. Mystia I like for multiple reasons. We'll get more into that when she gets matched up against someone I have to think more about. Flandre and Luna. Luna is my favorite of the 3 Fairies of Light. I guess I can bring that up here now. So that's something to look forward to on our placement. And Flandre is Flandre. I've already said that I'm not a big fan of the 3 Fairies of Light. However, Luna holds a special place in my heart because it was the first character I got with moon damage in Touhou Lost Word, which was exactly what I needed to get past the first boss of the prologue that I was stuck on for 3 days. And we'll bring that up when that character shows up. But for the time being, Flandre, haha, funny meme, Ronald McDonald. Eternity Larva and Momoyo. Minecraft joke versus a character that I don't know a lot about, but I recently learned a little bit more about. Eternity is a character that I wouldn't think twice about last year, but this year, she's moving on up in the world. But recency bias is going to take over here, and the fact that Momoyo's stage theme also is probably my favorite stage theme of all time, currently in the series, is going to put her above the edge here. Okay, Orin and Toyohime. Let's see, we got Anime Cat Girl versus Moon Princess. These are two characters that, personally, I don't really care too much about. I'm gonna give... I love how Orin helps drive the protagonist's involvement into the plot in Touhou 11, but Toyohime, I'm gonna give it to her just because I love the relationship she has with her sister, who is actually the character that I like better than her. So you're going to edge out here just because you're related to a character that I kind of like their design. Rika versus Aya. Aya is one of my favorite characters. This is a no-brainer. Mei-Ling versus Yuyuko. Yuyuko is a character that I have started to like more and more and more. However, Mei-Ling is one of those characters who I really like, and I very, very much like, to the point where she's easily in my top 10 list. You'll very rarely see me make a top 10 list that doesn't involve her. And I expect her to be in the top 10 by the end of this. Yuyuko, moving on up. Didn't know a lot about her before, but once I got more depth into her backstory, and honestly, her involvement in Touhou Lost Words story, one of the global Lost Word devs, that's his favorite character. So we Phantasma over on their Discord if you are a part of that. But yeah, I'm going to give this one to Mei-Ling. Yuyuko, I expect you to be doing well, though, either way. Oh, look, it's Cowboy Aya and a doll. We're going to go with Cowboy Aya. Oh, we got Manga Raisin and Remelia Scarlet. I'm going to have to go with Beethoven's Virus over here. Satori Komeiji. And Pearl Drop. As much as I love these two characters, I'm going to give Satori the one here. She's got the more interesting power set. She has the more interesting dynamic with the sisters. Suiko is a powerhouse, is a meme, and has a hat that I want in real life. I want Suiko's hat. There's no denying it. Suiko, not one of my favorite characters, but not one of my least favorite characters. Probably closer to the former rather than the latter. We'll give this to Satori, though, because the Komeiji sisters are a pair, and you'll notice that I tend to rate pairs close together. Okay, we got PC98 Reimu. Purple hair Reimu. Honestly, my favorite design for Reimu, if I'm going to be honest. I'm going to more or less treat the duplicates as a tie. If and when it happens, it probably will. And then Yuma, a character that I don't know anything about yet. I like their design, and the spoon meme is back thanks to this character. But we're going to go with Reimu, who has a much more longer history with the game and my investment in it. Oh no, it's the nuclear bird. As much as I like nuclear bird meme, I'm actually a bigger fan of Shiki. The Yama deserves respect. And just look at it. The Yama is taller than her if you look closer in this particular art style. Yeah, tall Shiki gang rise up. Anywho, Joan's back. Marissa's here. Do I like Marissa more than Joan? I actually don't know. Let me drink some cream soda while I ponder this for a second. Do I like Marissa more than Joan? I think I do, but I think it's pretty close. I'm going to give her long-standing history with the game and nostalgia bias to put Marissa ahead. But I'm going to just say, by having more themes might help. And the fact that Marissa's outfit updates a lot also helps. Mr. Morachika and Mamizao. These are also two characters that I'm not sure who I like more than the other. I like them about equally, to be honest. But I'm going to try to avoid ties where I can. And I think I can say that I like Mamizo better. Because, like, literally, they put two characters with glasses next to each other. How am I supposed to choose between two characters with glasses? Easy. One has a hat. Dayase and Rukoto. I like Rukoto. I like Dayase better. Lost word bias. Star and Rukoto. As much as I like the meme of the robot maid, I think I will actually give this one to Star. Murasa Minamitsu, one of my more favorite characters. And definitely I like her better than the balloon, so I don't really need to think too hard about this one. But this is another character that I would keep an eye on for this sorter, because it may end up in my top 10 or just outside of it. Junko's back. Hata no Kokoro, interesting character, still like Junko more. Alice, PC98. The dolls, huh? I think my recency bias might lean me towards Kokoro. Alice might be like the only one where she might do worse than her non-PC98 clone. Lyrica, Prism Reaver. And Suika. Suika is a joke. Suika is funny, and the Japanese goblin meme is trending right now. Lyrica, I would also like to point out, is one of my favorite Touhou content creators on YouTube. There is a Lyrica Live, if you want to go look up her work. We'll give it to Suika right now for the meme. Japanese goblin. Okay. Cerno and Iku. Disco. I'm gonna go with Cerno. Futo, Mananobe no Futo, and Hatate. Futo is a meme. I love Futo. Futo is funny. Futo haha funny. Haha funny will always win. Okay, we have Green Nitori and Mima. As interesting as Mima is, I actually like Green Nitori over here. But do I like her more? Mima, this is where your relevance loses you the game. Ringo, hands down one of my favorite themes. Okay design, very successful dongle maker. Then we have Sephiroth over here, the one-winged angel. And frankly, I like you both not equally. Frankly, I don't. Sagame, you're okay. You're a character I don't dislike, but I like Ringo more. Benui. Lily White. And Shamata. Haro desu yo, everybody. It's spring. You know what? I'm gonna give Lily the respect she deserves. Ooh, Mimi-chan. I was wondering when you were gonna show up. And Shingoko Male. I like the gag, so we're gonna go with the gag. Kikori I know nothing about, so Tatara take this one again. Same thing with Sunny Milk. Kurumi, which I like to think is the prototype model for Rumia. So I wonder how many people literally just have pointed this out, but it's literally just a slightly older looking Rumia, if you think about it. I'm going to go with Seija. Kana versus Kurumi. I'm going to go with Kana. I like the design better. I also know very little about both of these characters, but I'm going to go with Kana. There's going to be a large chunk of it where it's going to be PC98 character versus I don't know next to PC98 character that I don't know. But PC98 characters that I do know, this is one of them. Chiri. I like the sailor uniform. Where's my captain's hat? There we go. Yeah. Alright, gag over. That was a funny gag. I'm a man of many hats. Maribel is a very much more interesting character, but I wouldn't write off Chiri. I like to think of her as the prototype for Marasa, and I do like the Abbott and Costello routine that the fandom likes to give the character that she pairs with quite well. But when it comes to pairs, I'm going to put the Maribel pair a little bit more relevant right now. I like Maribel better, especially after recently watching Phantom Report. If you haven't seen that MMD movie that someone made using Touhou characters in a westernized style, go watch Phantom Report. Just look up Phantom Report or Touhou or Phantom Report MMD in your YouTube search bar and watch that movie. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. It's worth the watch. Tay is a little piece of shit. We're going to go with Chiri. Bucket. And Miko. Miko is an interesting character that I like a decent amount. Mostly, again, because of the meminess of one of her subordinates. Or his subordinates. Prince Shotoko over here. But we're going to go with Bucket. Because Bucket. Tenshi and Ron. Cards on the table, I like Tenshi. I think she's funny. I think she's hilarious. I like Ron, but I think I like Tenshi just a little bit more. Also, hat with peaches on it. Byakurin and Nightbug. Wriggle is Wriggle. Byakurin is Byakurin. Byakurin is the de facto Mary Sue, in my opinion, in the Touhou universe, but you always need at least one. Haida no Akio and Sumireko. Akio I have started to like a little bit more because of the event themed around her in Touhou Lost Word. But is that enough for me to like her better than Sumireko? I don't think so, because I'm honestly a big fan of Urban Legend Limbo and Violet Detector, so we're going to give this one to Sumireko. Now, Misamaru and Akio. I think Akio can edge out here. Misamaru, I'm interested to see where you show up on the list, because I do like this character. I just don't know how much I like it yet. There's some really great fan art of that character, though. Ichirin and Shion. My girls in blue. I'm a big Shion fan. I love Shion. I actually like Ichirin too, especially painstakingly redrew some art of Ichirin because there's a character in Konosuba that looks very similar to her, so I drew Ichirin's outfit over that character very poorly in MS Paint. So I have a lot of respect for the character, and this is actually my favorite art of her. But we're gonna give it to Shion because Shion is a good girl who deserves better. I want to give her ice cream. She it's like must protect. Oh, phone ring. Cool. Updates in Touhou Lost Word. Because of course it is. Sho and Kongara. Kongara is interesting. I like some of the fan theories that they might be the fourth Oni in the Four Divas of the Mountain. Other than that, don't care about the character too much. We're going to give it to Sho. Shinyoku female. Now there's this weird animation that I've seen. This is probably the best time to bring it up. I've seen a really interesting fan animation where someone made a very good animation of, well, I say good, janky. It's like very reminiscent of like pre-80s style animation, where it is a retelling of one of the Touhou games with Mima as the central villain. The Shingoku male and female show up as characters in this plotline, and they're actually pretty interesting. It's fun little side characters. So it's my only exposure to the character, and that exposure is enough to put it over Kongara, because it's more exposure than I've had with Kongara. The only exposure I've had with Kongara was another fan work that somebody made, which is The Maid Who Leapt Through Time, if you have read that. And it's very interesting, but very much not the focal character in that arc. Rikako and Letty Whiterock. Letty is a character that I've been liking more and more. But do I like it more than the girl wearing the lab coat and glasses? Ooh, this is where my bias plays a factor. Do I care more about the character more than the pure design aspect? Let's just not knock Letty's design. Letty has a pretty good design, and Letty can wear other clothes. Letty I've seen in multiple outfits, and Touhou Lost Word bias coming in again. Letty was featured in a very recent event, and she's been playing a role in the story every so often. So we'll give this one to Letty, but keep this character in mind in the future, because this character's design is everything I love about character design. Seiran and Nazran. I like Seiran. I like Seiran around about as much as I like Ringo, but when it compares to Nazran, Nazran is a more interesting character. Seiran and Ellis, we'll give that to Seiran. I don't know anything about Ellis. There she is. We've seen the PC-98 Owls show up quite a bit. But here we go, is the other Watasuki sister, Yorihime. The ponytail and swordswoman. Cool design. But I like Alice better. She's a more prevalent character. She has an interesting power. Cooler sounding epithet. And a few themes that I like. Well, there's Yuka again from PC-98. And Kasen. Kasen is a character that I normally don't care too much for. Because she's the generic... She's more or less taken the generic mentor slash trainer of Reimu in the story as of late. I haven't read Wild Horned Hermit. Maybe if I had, I'd probably like her more. But so far, my only exposure to Kasen is stuff that I've heard secondhand. Her limited appearances in games and fan works. Now, as for do I like her more than Yuka? I'm actually going to say yes. I think I do like her more than Yuka. Ooh. Tojiko and Nuenu. Now, Killer Granny over here is a character that's been growing on me. Tojiko is just Mima 2.0 in my opinion. It's just worse Mima. And Numino, honestly, I think I just like her design, her motifs, and our theme a little bit better. Koishi and Sanai. Sanai, been growing on me, but not enough to beat Koishi. Definitely enough to beat Kagero. There she is, current design Yuka. Current design Yuka is good. It's similar enough to where you can definitely say, yeah, that's the same character. But is it better, short hair or long hair? If I put them side by side, honestly, I think the long hair one is better, but it also just might be this art style that makes this one look better. Anyway, that's going to be a win over Luis. Urumi a catfish. Catfish. Anywho. Urumi or Sekibanki. The cow or the person with no neck? I'm very attached to my neck, so we're going to go with the cow. Tokiko or Narumi? So this is where fandom's going to come in a bit. And I just feel sorry for this character more, to be honest. Narumi. Narumi is a ray of sunshine. So we're going to go with Narumi. Marin or Tochiko? I'm going to go with Marin. Parsi or Kowakuma? Kowakuma, another one of the characters like Daiosei that doesn't really have a name. Her name is Little Devil, just because she's just a little devil and it wasn't a named character initially. She's been gaining popularity recently, but I haven't been following it too much. So we're going to go with Parsi. Acacia or Kowakuma? I originally thought that this is one of the dumbest designs ever, way back when, but it has grown on me over the last 2 years. I honestly like her design now. I think she's one of the more interesting characters, and arguably, from what I hear, one of the most powerful characters in Touhou canonicity. So we're going to go with the goddess with no fashion sense. And I mentioned it earlier with Chamada's ridiculous design. You'll notice that I was talking favorably about her and then said nothing when I saw Acacia out. You're getting it now. Go watch that Pearl Drop video where he dubs that comic. Yes, my dress is made by Sticky Fingers. Oof, the fortune teller in Getsu. I don't know why they chose this art for him on Touhou Sorter, but we're going to go with the fortune teller. He's a very interesting character. Oop. Alright, Control X. Okay, so we're going to save that there. Keiki and Marisa. Create. Keiki is a character that I like quite a bit. I would probably put her in my top 25 characters, but I don't know if... I definitely don't like her more than Marisa. I definitely like her more than Yachioi. Mioi is a character that's so new that I know very little about her. My only exposure to her so far has been in Lost Word, where she's interesting, to say the least. But ha ha ha, rotting brain zombie, funny. Doremi Sweet and Kozusu. Doremi just emanates smug, and I find that very funny. So we're going to go with Doremi. There she is. There's the fucking boss of the prologue that I hate with a passion. She's a cool character. I do like her a lot. All of her themes are great. Her design is great. Personally, I like her design with the sage outfit better. But I'll like her more when she fixes that barrier connecting the netherworld to Gensokyo. But until then, she'll sit as one of my characters that I like but don't really put in my favorites. She's super interesting, and her powers leave much to the imagination. Giving anyone the abilities of what her border manipulation are just so many limitless possibilities I couldn't even think of it. Okay, now we actually have to talk about Yomu because we're going up against a character that I feel like I have to talk more about. Yomu is a character that is. Is she still number one on the popularity poll? I think she is. I didn't like her that much. And then she was the character I got for starting with Touhou Lost Word, and I'm also told she was the best character to start in Touhou Lost Word. She's grown on me a lot. Her theme I recently have started to like. I've actually started putting it in my playlists. So she is a character that I would not really think about too often, like 2 or 3 years ago, but in the last 2 years, she's been a lot more present in my mind. If I had done this exact Touhou sorter 2 years ago, we'd be picking Kanako over her. We'll talk more about Kanako when I have to talk more about when she gets matched against someone that is hard to place. Mugetsu I know very little about, so Kanako. Komachi and Nitori. Komachi is another character who's been growing on me, but Nitori small kappa meme. The other Aki sister and Rumia. I've already said a little bit about the Aki sisters. They've grown on me over the years. Rumia, however, is a much more interesting character, especially with all of the fan theories involved. And theory and mystery is always going to be more interesting than irrelevant character that I care about slightly because there was an event in a fan game. Yatsuhashi and Minariko. This is where the Aki sisters shine because, personally, I like their designs and dynamics better than Musician. There she is, the titular Shrine Maiden of Paradise. And also Ellen. We're going to go with the de facto protagonist, who is probably one of the more interesting characters written in the series. You can't fool me. That's just mailing in a hat. It's mailing in disguise. And Yuki. I like Orange's design, but we know nothing about the character. Yuki we know a little bit more about, so we're going to go with Yuki. Orange, I know very little to nothing about the Evil Eye Sigma, and I know probably even less about Orange, to be honest. But this is where the aesthetics matter. Mailing is going to carry you to victory, Orange. Speaking of mailing, Miss Knife Salot and Mai. Mai is another character that I know very little about, but I know more than nothing. However, time manipulation is one of my favorite power sets, so Sakuya will be carried very far in this just off that alone, before we even get into further discussion about her. Okay, we made the door joke last time, so now we actually have to talk about her, because now we're putting two characters that I started to like. I've mentioned Phantom Report before, go watch it. It's a bit old, but I hadn't seen it until like a month or two ago, so it's still fresh in my mind, and I've watched it multiple times in those last couple months. Okina, hands down one of my favorite characters, probably going to be number one on this list, if I'm going to be honest. One of the four sages, or we don't know how many sages there are, but one of the sages of Gensokyo, master of the four seasons, god of many titles, and she is literally a character that represents that meme that me and my friends like to do, where we just like to add titles to a character, just adding title upon title upon title. We don't need to do that with Okina. She just showed up with all those titles. She's got many, many titles. Also, her powers are really cool. Personally, I know that Yukari is the more popular one, but I like Okina better because she's just more interesting. And Asprey from Asprey's archive or AspreyFM, who was one of the reasons why I always wanted to do this Touhou sorter, has a fun theory about Okina. He thinks the only reason that Yukari is more popular than Okina is because people like her servants better. And I'll give you that. That does help. Mai and Terida are just... They might as well be the same character, to be honest. They're interesting. Their theme is interesting. But they're puppets. They're very clearly puppets. And one of them almost got replaced by Marisa in one of the routes in Touhou 16. But Okina gonna win this hands down. Raiko and Renko. Gonna go with Renko. There she is. There's Mai Terida. Tanabata Festival. And Ebisu Eika. I love Ebisu Eika's theme, but I like Crazy Backup Dancers better, so we're going to ignore themes for this one. Strictly off design, I like the weird backwards shoe hats. I think they're hilarious, and I love them. Eika. I like the link to the god Ebisu of Fortune. And personally, recency bias might make me like you better. The stone stacking thing is creepy, and if there's anything I've said multiple times in multiple streams, I think that children tend to be creepy. And dead children just ups the factor a little bit. Mike is a meme. I like Mike. Alright, Kutaka and Shizuha. Now, Kutaka is a very interesting character who I want to know more about because she intrigues me. Her connection to Shikieki, as well as her appearance in the most recent 17.5, I believe that the game is called, is also helping her in recency bias. Shizuha, your Lost Word status has carried you far, but this is as far as the irrelevant bone goes. Mystia and Ellie. Bad Apple intensifies. But you know what's more intense? A grunge rock punk band. Ellie and Yuga Magan. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yumiko and Nue. Flandre, and there she is, Yumemi, the other half of my Abbott and Costello routine from earlier. I expect her to do well, but not that well. Already talked about Luna. Hina, who I recently learned about the Hina Matsuri Festival, and I was studying that a bit. Much more interesting character, and the spin meme is funny. Also another goddess of misfortune, and as well as Touhou Lost Word having an event revolving around her. However, working for Okina, gonna push Satono up. On is great. On is adorable. I don't need to protect her. She's gonna protect me. But Momoyo strunk funny. And anyone with a shovel that uses a shovel, okay in my book. Eternity and On. Eternity, I mentioned, is becoming more relevant to me. I probably like her better than the Three Fairies of Light, I'm gonna be honest. So we're gonna value her above them, but below On. Raisin, probably one of my favorite of the playable characters. She has a very interesting backstory. She has quite the interesting fighting moveset in the fighting games, and her theme is on point. Personally, this is not my favorite design of hers, but her gun has bunny ears, so my opinion is irrelevant. Shinki and Toyohime. Toyohime, I mentioned earlier, is a character I don't really care about too much, but I care about her more than some of the characters that on this list. Shinki is interesting enough And I feel like her portrayal in fan works is going to put her ahead just because she has more of a presence. And that presence is going to be enough for me here. Sariel and Kane. Cards on the table. I'm going to be a history teacher. So, Kane. I made a joke about this, and I don't know if I've ever said it on stream. You know what? I might buy a figure of Kane. She's a character I don't care about too much, but I've started to care more and more about her as I've become on the path towards being a history teacher. So, I might buy a figure of Kane just to like put on my shelf behind me, or I might put her up on my desk when I become a teacher, and just make a little extra credit assignment on a test or something that says, what's the name of that character that you have on your desk? That character is Kane. Or is it pronounced Kaine? I'm terrible at pronunciation. Everybody knows that. Speaking of characters related, here's another hard pick. Got the channel mascot of Asprey's over here, and Aya. Aya, I've mentioned, is one of my favorite characters, but Moku is also one of my favorite characters. I love the themes of immortality a lot, and frankly, she's the more interesting version of Kaguya. Another example of an adaptation of a character who existed in history. As I mentioned before, I love history. Do I love her more than Aya? Aya is funny speed, gotta go fest meme. And I'm gonna say I do like Aya better. Moku, I'm gonna say that you just barely missed this one. But I expect Moku to rank high. Like, for instance, you're gonna put Rika in the dust. Shinyomaru. And Yugi. Tiny girl, big girl, tiny girl, big girl. This says a lot about me, which one I pick here. I like the inchling thing. It's funny. It's neat. You can put her in a box. Yugi will put you in a box. I'm gonna go with Shinimaru because her dynamics with Seija are pretty interesting. Oh, here we go. Mei Ling and Kotohime. I'm gonna go with Mei Ling. Interesting character, not interesting enough. Interesting character, not interesting enough. Wakasagi Hime and Chen. Got a lot of fans that are big fans of Chen, which makes me a big fan of Chen. Chen is cat. Chen is adorable. Chen is Chen. You don't mess with Chen. Oh, we got Cowboy Aya and Boss Aya with a tripod. This is a character that we've heard about a lot in lore. I'm glad that we finally get to meet this character. And the blue Aya meme. I love the blue Aya meme more than I like the Cowboy Aya meme, because the Cowboy Aya meme is now old. Unzan, Tsukasa. Tsukasa. Interesting character. Also, is she like canonically like tiny, like a shoulder devil or something? I'm not entirely sure what the clarification is on that. But Unzan. Mayumi, very interesting character. I like Remelia, but this is a character where recency bias is probably going to win out. I love the Haniwa soldier. I love the loyalty into power idea. I also love how she has loyalty to the one who created her. And honestly, I can respect that. She's a cool character. And honestly, I like that she shows up again in Keiki's boss battle. Genji and Satori. Turtle. I like turtles. But I like Satori more. Ooh. Turtles or frogs? I think I like frogs more. Reimu and Sega. Sega had an event themed around her in Lost Word recently, so recency bias is going to make her rank higher in this poll than she would otherwise normally. But Reimu's still going to win. Sega going to win this one. Marisa or Shikieki? I'm going to go with the nobler of the two. Oof. Dumb Bird or Marisa? I'm actually going to go with Marisa here. Joan or Oku? I like you, Oku. I think I like Joan better. I definitely like Oku better than Eren. Daiose or Mamizo? Mamizo is funny, and by the way, there's a cool Walfa skit that is just Mamizo turning into all of the characters in Touhou set to a very great arrangement of her theme and everyone else's themes. If you haven't, just type in Walfa's medley, and it'll probably be one of the first 3 results in a YouTube search bar. Renosuke or Daiose? I think I like Renosuke more. I think I do. Daiose, you've been carried far, but this is as far as you go. Junko or Murasa? Now, a lot of my love for Minamitsu Murasa comes from the fact that I love the sailor motif, but the other thing is because she uses an anchor as a weapon, and that's a concept that I always love. A sailor that uses an anchor as a weapon, not as a tool. And her debut in Touhou 17.5 as a playable character, where this is an actual mechanic in her fighting style, is really cool. Is it enough for me to push her ahead of Junko, though? Junko also has a lot of cool dynamics to other characters, but so does Murasa. I like both of their designs. Junko is the more powerful character, but do I value power over being interesting? I think Junko is the more interesting character, sadly, and interesting is going to win out over cool aesthetics. But yeah, Murasa and Kokoro. As much as I like Naginata's, I'm going to give it to the woman that wields the anchor. I like you better than the balloon, though. This is a balloon, for people who don't know. It's an advertising balloon. Alice or the balloon from PC98? I guess we'll go with Alice. Cerno or Suika? I like Suika, but I like Cerno more. Iku or Suika? I like Iku, but I like Suika more. Lyrica or Iku? I like Lyrica, but I like Iku more. Futo or Takane? I like Takane, but Futo is Futo. Hatate or Takane? This is just Aya with a cell phone. You can't convince me otherwise. But I do like Aya. Would I like Aya better if she had a cell phone? Maybe. Yeah, we'll go with Hatate. Lily White or Ringo? I've mentioned that Ringo is probably one of my favorite designs out of all of the Moon Rabbits. But Lily White has a special place in my heart. Chamata or Ringo? Recency bias will win out here. Sanyo or Ringo? I'm going to go with Ringo. Sagume or Sanyo? We're going to go with Sagume. These are going to start going a little faster from this point on. This stream will probably be about 3 hours, because I think that's about the average length. Because look, we're only 20% for. We're an hour in. If we keep going at the same rate, we're going to keep going through. We voted you over an irrelevant character, but I kind of like the Umbrella Yokai better. We're going to go with Sunny. Going to go with Mimi-chan. Going to go with Shingoku male, for the same reasons of Shingoku female. Seiya or Hearn. Normally I'd go with Seiya, but like I said, Phantom Report, go watch it. Chiuri or Seiya? Seiya. Chiuri or Kana? Chiuri. Tei or Kana? Okay, now we're going to be at the point where Tei's starting to matter because I like her. She is a piece of shit and a prankster, but sometimes I like that. Sometimes I like to see a prankster get their comeuppance, and sometimes I like watching the prankster do something so that they can get a comeuppance. And we're going to get to that point where I do value it a little bit, and where that little bit is more than I don't barely care at all. Okay. Bucket and Tenchi. I like Tenchi more than the Bucket. Bucket or supercomputer? This is a Bucket. I'll go with the supercomputer. Violin or Bucket? I'm going to go with the violin. I played the violin. I used to play the violin. That's a fun fact for people who didn't already know that. Which is one of the reasons why I like Lunasa. Which is my favorite prison river. Byakuren or Sumereko? Sumereko is interesting. I like Byakuren a lot. The turbo granny with the motorcycle is a funny meme. And the fact that these two characters actually have had interactions because of the fighting games means that I can actually probably definitively place them. Byakuren is the more interesting of the two, and this is where as far as Sumereko will get. I do like her better than Nightbug, though. Wriggle is a bug. I'll give you some cool bug facts. I don't like bugs too much, but I don't hate them either. Heida no Aku or right bug. We're going to go with Heida. She's interesting. Misamaru or right bug. Another example of a character that's super relevant, and this is going to show you where having a relevant story or relevant lore matters. Tamaru Sho or Shion. We're going to go with the goddess of misfortune poverty over here. Ichirin or Sho. I like Ichirin. She's probably my second favorite group in Byakuren's group. She's probably, because her and Unzon are a really cool pair. And I love that their theme also references that pair. Nazrin and White Rock. I'm going to go with Nazrin. Oh, Nazrin's great. Seiran or White Rock. I like Seiran, like her theme. But I think I like Letty better. Not really. No, I think we'll go with Seiran. Seiran's more relevant. She appears more often. I like Letty, but I don't like her too much. Ellis and Letty. Well, definitely Letty. Kako or Ellis. See, when I know nothing about this is where a character that I also know very little about. Having a good design helps. Kasen and Alice. I mentioned that I'm not a big fan of Kasen. But I like her a little bit, so we're going to go with Alice. Wadasugi no Yorihime and Kasen. We're going to go with Kasen because just knowing a lot more about her makes it easier to like her. Whereas when it comes to Yorihime, I'm operating mostly on assumptions and a cool design. And the sister dynamic. Yuka and Yorihime. I'm going to go with Yuka. Kyoko and Yorihime. I'm going to go with Yorihime. Nuemo and Koishi. I'm going to go with Koishi. Sanai and Nuemo. I'm going to go with Nuemo. Tojiko and Sanai. I think this is where we start putting Sanai up. Kaguro and Tojiko. I'm going to go with Tojiko. Yuka and Catfish. I'm going to go with Catfish. Yes, I love the Catfish. I know you've seen me kick the catfish over everything that's shown up on that side. Opposing him. Cow or Plant Lady, I'm going to go with Plant Lady. Luis or Cow, going with Cow. Necklace Lady and Lady with Neck. You know what? My neck is itchy, so I feel like in this instance, not having a neck is better. One of my favorite characters versus a character that is interesting. I'm going to go with Parsi. Akashia and Narumi. I'm gonna go with Akashia. Kawakuma and Narumi. I'm gonna go with Narumi. Merlin and Kawakuma. I'm gonna go with Merlin. Tokiko and Kawakuma. I'm gonna go with Tokiko in this instance because these are two minor characters where I actually know more about this one. So, Kawakuma, you can go on the wayside now. Marissa or the fortune teller. Again, I always get surprised that this is the art that they chose for this guy. I'm sure there's art of the fortune teller that's, not this art that they could have gone with, but this is the art they chose. I'm going to go with Marissa. Keiki or the fortune teller. I'm going to go with Keiki. Yachie or the fortune teller. I'm going to go with the fortune teller. Gengetsu or Yachie? I go with Yachie. Yoshika or Doremi? Wow, they chose two smug images for them, didn't they? But we're gonna go with the queen of the dream smugs. Kosusu and Yoshika. I like Yoshika more than Kosusu. Yoshika funny. Mioi and Kosusu. I'm gonna go with Kosusu. Yamane and Mioi. Yamane is okay, but some of my favorite interactions with Yamane come from a comic, which is about Parsi. So, I'll give Yamane the victory this time. Okay, now we're getting to the meat nitty gritty now. So, we're going to do some more saving. Okay. This is where my love of Yomu stops. I like her a lot as a character now, whereas a year ago I thought she was irrelevant, didn't care. Just generic anime swords character. Hey, that being said, as a joke, last year I did say I hope that Yomu was the 6th character to show up in Smash in the Fighter Pass 2, just so people can complain about another anime swords person. But other than that, I do like Yukari more. She's a more interesting character. She's a more dynamic character. Yomu is surprisingly relevant, and the fan base really likes her. But this is, when you start comparing her to characters like this, that are intriguing on a multifaceted level, it's going to be hard for me to like you more. Sara and Yomu. We'll go with Yomu. Kanako and Sara. Kanako is a character that I actually like quite a bit. She's got a great theme. Her design is pretty interesting. And I do actually like the whole portrayal that the fandom seems to give her. Her involvement in the plot in several games is really interesting, as well as the fact that she seems to care about science as a god, which is very interesting to me. It's not something you would expect from a game series that is so deeply tied to religion. Mugetsu and Sara. I'll go with Mugetsu. I don't know a lot about Mugetsu, but maid. Nitori or Rumia. I'm gonna go with Nitori, because this is my candid friend. Komachi or Rumia. I mentioned Komachi's been growing on me, but I still think I like Rumia better. Now Komachi or Minariko. I'm gonna go with the Aki. It feels bad. It feels bad to put one of the Aki sisters above Komachi, because I know how much that's gonna look to some members of the community. But I like her better than the Yatsuhashi sisters. Reimu or Yuki. Hey, look, it's Reimu and Marissa, everybody. Just ignore the names. It's just Reimu and Marissa. No, nobody can convince me otherwise. Look, it's Reimu and Marissa, right? I'm gonna take a screen cap of this for later, right? I'm gonna go post that in my Discord. Name these two characters. Let's See if anyone falls for it, and then we'll jump back to that later. So we're gonna go with Reimu. Ellen or Yuki? We're gonna go with Yuki. Orange or Ellen? We're gonna go with Orange. I like her design better. Evil Eye Sigma or Ellen? It's an eyeball. Izuyoi or Okina? As much as I love the time manipulation powers, I like the Door God better. Which reminds me, one of my favorite playthroughs of Dark Souls 3 is me using the double door shields. So, at the end of the day, Sakuya is a knife maid who does play protagonist sometimes, and actually has been a protagonist in the most recent game. So, I like Sakuya a lot, but I like Okina so much more. Doors! Ooh! This is a very interesting matchup. Ooh, now my bias might go away here. So, there was an interesting theory about Renko that was proposed in the movie Phantom Report. If that ever turns out to be true or the case, Renko will hands down probably be a character that I would like more than Sakuya. But since it's not canon, we're going to give Sakuya the win here. Mai and Renko, we go with Renko. Raiko and Mai. I like the drumbeat god. The drumbeat god is cool. The drumbeat thing is pretty funny. Also, there's a pretty cool video on Bilibili. I can't remember the name of it right now. Where Raiko is the main character of that video. And it's pretty funny. Basically, they hold a concert in the Garden of Sun. And it's a contest to basically be the best performing group. I think it's called like the King of Electric Music, I think is the name of the video. It's a fun little animation. If you can find it on Bilibili, I recommend you watch it. It's pretty good. The Raiden-based character. Ooh, Mai and Mike. I like Mike, but I like Mai better. Shoe hat, man. Shoe hat for the win. Mike and Eika. I mentioned that I like Eika, but I like Mike. See, Kaguya and Eika. So, again, not a big fan of Kaguya, but there's enough there to like. Momoji and Eika. Now, Awu's is funny. I like Awu's. And I think that the memes are going to be what's going to push Inaraji up. Kutaka and Mistia. We got the bird ladies. However, as my interest in Kutaka only goes so far. Whereas Mistia, there's a lot more going on here. Where the character has been around longer and has had more time to leave an impact. Bad Apple or Kutaka? We go with Kutaka. Aki sisters or Ellie? I'm going to go with the Aki sisters. Ben or Ellie? Like I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of the Tsukumo sisters. So we'll go with Ellie. But they beat out fucking Yugen Magan for sure. Nue or Flandre? Da 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 da. That's all I need. Luna or Nue? Nue is interesting, but to me, not that interesting. This is someone's OC, is what I think of when I see this character. Whereas this one, I have a connection to the character through my experiences in Lost Word. Yumemi and Nue. The Abbott and Costello routine. Momoyo and Satono. You know what? I feel like the connection to Okina can only take you so far. We're gonna go with Momoyo. On and Satono. But how far did it take them? Pretty far. Hina and On. We're gonna go On. Larva and Hina. This is where we're gonna start to see. No, it isn't. I actually like Hina better. Raisin and Shinky. I'm gonna go with Raisin. Da 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 da. Okay. Meira and Shinky. Ponytail swordswoman. All I needed to know. Shamimaru, Aya, and Kane. I mentioned that I like Aya. She's one of my favorite characters, and that Kane has been raising up in my popularity. I'm curious to see where Kane ends up, but she doesn't pass Aya. Oh, oof. This is like picking between children, your favorite kids. I like Moku better. Kane. Well, hi, Satan. So, Mailing and Shumari. Mailing. We're going to start speeding through these now a little bit. So, let's see. China. God damn it. Yuyiko and Sakuna. I'm going to go with Yuyiko. Kotohime and Sukuna. Yugi and Kotohime. Yugi. Chen and Megumu. I'm going to go with Chen, but I'm surprised. I'm going to curious to see how this character is going to stack up. Blue Aya. Mermaid or Blue Aya? We'll go Blue Aya. Cowboy Aya or Mermaid. Cowboy Aya. Dollar Fish. Fish. Clay Statue or Beefcake Cloud? We're going to go with Clay Statue. Dracula's Daughter or Beefcake Cloud? We're going to go with Dracula's Daughter. Wabbit or Beefcake Cloud? I'm going to go with the Wabbit. Just to talk about this one a little bit. As cool as Unzen is, this is a character that I actually feel abjectly sorry for. And the connections between the other Raisin and the Wadasuki sisters is interesting. Reimu or Satori? It's purple hair Reimu. Reimu is a more interesting character. So I'm going to go say that that's why I like her more. Sega or Komeiji? I'm going to go with Satori. Suika or Sega? You know what? I'm going to give it to Suiko off the hat. These are two characters that I'm probably liking close to the same, but I like Suiko that much more. Genji or Sega? We're going to go with Sega. The hat, though. That hat, though. Spoon or Turtle? As much as I love Spoon, it's not a shovel. Not yet. So we'll go with Turtle. Ooh. Got some old ladies here now. Do I like Shikieki more than Mamizo? I think I do. Marissa or Mamizo? Marisizo. I think I like Marissa more. Mamizo is actually chasing those coattails, though. White or black? Let's see, Joan or Mamizo. So this is another case of this character I like, but this one's grown on me enough to where I think I can safely say it's passed up Joan. Renosuke or Joan? I like Renosuke. I like him a lot, but I think I like Joan better. Oku or Renosuke? I like Oku a little bit more than Renosuke. Renosuke or Eren? I like him a little bit better than Eren. Daiusei or Eren? Battle of the Doctors. I'm I feel like Aaron's interesting story is going to push ahead of Daiose here. Junko or Cerno? I'm going to go with Junko. Murasa or Cerno? I'm going to go with Cerno. Suika or Murasa? This is where I actually feel like I'm going to go with Minamitsu Murasa. Kokoro or Suika? Suika. Iku or Kokoro? Iku. Lyrica or Kokoro? We can go Lyrica. Futo or Lily White? So this is where I feel Lily White, she's gone far, but I think this is where she stops. So we're going to go with Futo. But I do like her better than Hatate. Hatate's kind of pretentious. I'm going with Chamada. Gonna go with Ringo. Sagame. Hatate. Takane. Mima. Patchouli. I don't know anything about Sanya. She's a very recent character, but I don't really care. It's a dragon. Sanya was a dragon. Smoking dragon. Smoking is bad, kids. Maribel. Seija. Chiuri. Kogasa. Oh, there we go. The leaders of pranks. So this is where we start to measure my love of pranks. I like this prankster better than this prankster. Because you know what's better than one prankster? 3 pranksters. The best prankster or 3 adequate pranksters. We're going to go with the best prankster. Sunny. Mimi. Shinyoku. Kana. Alright. What else do we have to talk about here? These 2 characters I don't really know anything about. But I've mentioned that I like this character's design because it reminds me of Rumia. It's like just a different version of Rumia, basically. Tenchi or Byakuren? Tenchi or Byakuren? We're a third of the way through this, so we'll probably be done in 2 hours. Tenchi's been growing on me recently, so I think Tenchi has, just in the last year or so, moved up enough to where I could say I like her better than Byakuren. Ran or Byakuren? Ran is interesting, but not that interesting. Sumireku or Ran? I think we're going to go with Sumireku. Aku or Ran? I'll go with Ran. Aku is interesting enough, but I find her kind of boring. Also, this looks like an egg. Violin. Bucket. Prince. Nazrin or Shion? I like Shion better than Nazrin. The goddess of misfortune has my sympathy. The goddess of poverty over here. Nazrin is cool. The tiny little commander she is. But Blue Moku is gonna win out. Ichirin or Nazrin? Now, I already mentioned that Ichirin is my second favorite of Byakuren's group. Nazrin or Sho? The interaction between these two in the fandom is something I really like, which is why I like Nazrin. Seirin or Sho? Not a big fan of Sho, to be honest. So Seirin. Letty or Sho? We're going to go with Letty. Rikako or Sho? Do I dislike Sho enough toward this character is designed enough as for me to rate her higher? No. Shinyoku or Rikako? Cool design, but I'm gonna go with Shinyaku. Kongara or Rikako? Rikako. Alice or Kongara? Kongara. Okay, Koishi and Alice. This is tough, actually. I'm I'm going to go with Koishi because I like her themes better. Everything else, this is pretty similar between the two of them. Numano and Alice. I mentioned that Numano's grown a lot on me, but not enough to pass Alice. Is it enough to pass Kasen, though? They were even in an event together in Touhou Lost Word. Interesting. I think I still have to go with Kasen, though. Yuka or Numano? Yuka. Well, that's an easy choice. I'm gonna go with Sanae here. Tojiko. You know what? I'll give Yorihime her due. Gyoko gets her due. Oh, Parsi or the catfish? I wonder who I'll pick. Two characters that I have always picked whenever they were up against anybody. But Parsi wins out here by sadly being the more interesting of the two. Hikashia or the catfish? The fact that I have to think about this says a lot about me as a person. Let's see. Opening a bag of chips. Set that over here. My love for these characters is very similar love, but I will give it to Hikashia on the premise of that she is the more interesting character and objectively more powerful. This is a god. This is an avatar of a god. So that alone is good enough for me. Catfish. Yuka or Narumi? Yuka's been around a lot longer, and I have a little bit of a nostalgia bias. Urumi or Narumi? I like the statue more. Trumpet or Urumi? Trumpet. Tokiko or Urumi? Urumi. Neck or no neck? Sekibanki is more interesting. People with no necks are cool. I have respect for them. Because they can't. I can stick my neck out for them, but they can't for me. And the fact that that is a concept is just weird. Luis or Tokiko? Tokiko. Kowakuma or Luis? Kowakuma. Smug or Smug? We're going to go with Marissa in this one. Create or Smug? I'm going to go with Create. Oof. Fortune Teller or Smug? The Queen of Smug wins out this time. Zombie. Zombie or not zombie? I'm gonna go with zombie. Ooh, hey look, it's a family reunion kind of, almost. Read Forbidden Scrollery if you haven't. Yamane or Fortune Teller? I'm gonna go with Fortune Teller. Yachie or Yamane? I'm gonna go with Yamane. Me or Yachi? Sorry, Bowsette. Nitori or Yukari? Come on, brain. You can do this. Just pick your favorite. You know what? I think I actually like Yukari more. Nitori will have her day. And that day is right now. Okay. This is as far as you go, Aki sisters. Never mind. Alright. Onizuka, when I get to a hard decision, I'll talk about them more. So let's see. Who else do I have to sort through? Here we go. Now, these are probably two of the most well-written characters in the written works. Okina is effectively the Shanks of Touhou. For those of you who are One Piece fans, you know what I'm talking about. Okina only shows up if there's a problem that requires her to show up. Because she's not around that often. Because if she was, there would be no conflict, there would be no incidents. And I like that about her. She, by existing, if she wanted to, could probably make Reimu irrelevant. But you gotta respect someone that likes to sit in the background to see how things play out. The one who's really running the show behind the scenes. Illuminati confirmed. Sakuya or Reimu? Absolute Secret God is her title. Yes, it is. Among many other titles. Naifu Maid. Naifu Maid. So this is where my interest in Reimu will probably start to fade in favor of other characters. She's been carried very far this time. Very far. Like almost halfway through before she's starting to lose matchups. But I love the loyal servant aspect. I love the Dio time-stopping, knife-throwing maid aspect. I love the mystery surrounding her character that we still don't know fully about her backstory. And she is also a playable character protagonist, which means Reimu could not just skirt by on being a protagonist. If I have the option to play as Reimu or Sakuya, I'm going to choose to play as Sakuya. And that's going to show a lot here. Renku or Reimu? I actually like Renku better. I'm not going to lie. I think she's a better written character. She's not as interesting as Reimu, because she doesn't have as cool powers, but she makes use of what she does have. Raiko or Reimu? Oh, that's going to be Reimu. Yuki or Raiko? That's going to be Raiko. Oh, look! Now that's a pair. Who do I like better here? It's probably shown so much that I like Yuki better. So I don't really have to think about this one. But it is neat that they showed up together as a matchup. Orange or Mai? Orange. Mailing lookalike is going to bring Orange pretty far. It's going to be Mailing Orange at some point. The matchup's going to happen. Quote me on it now. Ellen or Mai? Go with Mai. The other Mai. Mike or Lorelai. Mystia's got more ties to the history, but I like Mike. Don't get me wrong, I like Mike. Kutaka or Mike? We'll go with Mike. Kaguya or Kutaka? JoJo reference or KFC? I don't know, I like my KFC. Well, the immortality aspect is also neat. So we'll go with Kaguya just this once. Momiji or Kotaka? Sorry, Momiji, you are so irrelevant. Very irrelevant. Very irrelevant. Hey, I found a character that I like you better than, Momiji. And Eika, it's time to start moving up. Let's see. Flandre or Momio? I think we'll go with Flandre here. These characters, I like them for different reasons, but I think I like Flandre for more reasons than I like Momio. Luna or Momio? There was actually a fan theory that I recently heard about that Clown Piece was very powerful because Junko awakened her powers by purifying her. And there's actually a fan theory that Luna would be the most powerful fairy if she was purified by Junko. And that's pretty interesting. But Momio is a much more interesting character, therefore I like Momio more. And also recency bias will play a part here. Satono and Luna. I like the puppets and I like the shoe hats. On and Luna. I like On better than the Fairies of Light. Hina and Luna. Hina is neat, but I actually like Luna better. Umemi and Hina. I like an Abbott and Costello routine better than I like Hina. Nue and Hina. Nue is interesting. Interesting in the, that's interesting kind of way. Like a passing glance. Whereas Hina is interesting because she's written well. Larva and Nue. This is where my recency bias of just how I've been learning more about this character has made me like her more. And this is where it's going to show. Aya or Raisin? I think I like Aya more. Do I? I think I do. I've never really thought about it, but I think I like Aya better than Raisin. Touhou Lost Word keeps pinging my phone. Throw that over there. Wonder how many times I've thrown my phone on stream. It's really useful to have a bed behind me for doing stuff like that. Well, when I think about it from the story perspective, I kind of like Raisin more. And like even the fact that Raisin's full name, each name in her name has like a story reason behind that, I think that's really cool. And the fact that she's always going to be somewhat of a relevant character, they're both always going to be sort of relevant characters. Aya and her spin-off games, and Raisin through her connections to Iente and the moon. Well, that's easy. Well, that's easy. Well, that's easy. Well, that's easy. Tank? God of Makai that created a puppet. I'm gonna go with the more interesting character here, despite Tank. Tank. You know, I haven't talked much about Sario yet, but the ramifications of this character existing in Touhou are obscene and crazy, and I love that. It's a character that I would not be surprised if they return in Windows Touhou, and I'm sure there's quite a few people in the fandom that want this character to show up again. Chan or Mei-Ling? I think I go with Mei-Ling. I can name a few people who would pick Chen over in this instance, but I am not one of those people. Yuyiko or Chen? I love Yuyiko, but I think Chen is the more funny option. Blue Aya or Yuyiko? This is where the meme is not going to carry you too much further. I think I actually go with Blue Aya here. I think I go with Cowboy Aya. I'm not going to pick the fish. I don't really care about the fish. I really don't care about the fish. Reimu or Haniwa? Reimu Hanipaganda. Reimu. Ceramics. Honestly, I'm gonna go with ceramics. Da 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 da. Okay, Rainbow. Satori Orisen. I'm gonna go with Satri. The whole tragedy between these two sisters I find is more interesting than the tragedy that is the existence of Reisen as a character, because her life is just sad because of what she has to deal with rather than actual tragedy. Her life is sad in the way that my life is sad. We are pathetic beings that we can relate to one another. Helmet, hat. Helmet, hat. Sega, raisin. Sega. Sega is more interesting. Turtle shell, helmet. Turtle shell, helmet. Don't forget to wear a helmet, kids. People are flying around and shooting bullets. Unzan and Genji. Man, why did they have to pick this art for Genji? He looks so sad. Go with Unzan. Tsukasa and Genji. Genji. Spoon. Junko or Eiki. I like Junko because of the story is better. Cerno is the strongest. Shaky Eiki is the Yama. Haha, funny will always beat why so serious. Murasa or Shikieki. Now this is where a lot of aesthetics is going to start to matter, as well as the story involvement of the characters, and that's why Murasa is going to start moving up. Japanese Goblin or the Yama. Funny will beat serious most of the time. Sueka to me is funny as in drunk. And it's less of a gag. So I'm going to go with the Yama here. Marissa or Suika? Marissa is just a more fun character in my opinion, because honestly she's just very versatile. Mamizo or Suika? I like the Tanuki. She is stirring up trouble, and she is just an old lady I can get behind. You do you, Mamizo. You do you. June or Suika? I think I like Joan better. Oku or Suika? I think I like Oku better. Renosuke or Suika? I'm gonna push my glasses slightly up. Eren or Suika? Suika. Iku or Eren? These are characters that I feel about equivalent to. This is one of those ones where I feel justified in hitting the tie button. Lyrica or Daiose? Piano. Kokoro or Daiose? Naginata or Daiose? I don't know, the emo thing is kind of a turnoff. Star or Kokoro? I've mentioned that I'm not a big fan of the Fairies of Light. PCNA is pretty interesting. Balloon. That's a balloon. It's a cool looking balloon, though. Star. Rukuto Risen Totsuku. I actually think the balloon wins here, guys. Maribel or Futo? Futo is love. Futo is life. Futo is funny. Lily or Hearn? I think Hearn's gonna move up. Seija or Lily? I think Lily wins. Chamada or Seija? I think Chamada wins. Ringo or Seija? I feel like Seija wins. Chiuri or Ringo? How much do I value the Abbott and Costello routine? This much. Kogasa or Ringo? Ringo. Sagame or Kogasa? Sagame. Hatate or Kogasa? Hatate. Takane? Yeah, I like Takane better. Mima? I like Mima better. Patchouli? I like Patchouli better. Sanyo? Again, I don't know anything about this character other than the fact that they're purple. Kogasa is more interesting. Tei is more interesting. To me, this is... Not knowing enough about this character is the only reason they're ranking so low. To be fair, I know more about... This is where knowing very little is still better than knowing nothing. I love the gag of Mimi-chan. But Sanyo, you're going to win this one. We're half done, guys. It's going to start picking up soon. Because we're going to start rapid firing soon. Shion and Tenchi, hey, it's the best friends! But I like Shion better. Tenchi's kind of a brat. I like Ichirin better. I like Nazarin better. I like Tenchi better. I like Byakuran better. 50%, boys. Sumireko. Ran. Violin. Bucket. Prince. Bani. See, this is another example of where I feel like Letty stands out more, despite being less relevant. And just having recency bias matters. But I'm actually going to give it to Heida no Aq just because her story relevance and significance makes me interested in her so much more that I actually like her more than Letty. But this is surprisingly close. Misumaru. I hope we get to see more of this character in the future, because I look forward to seeing more of it. The fact that she appears more than once in her game is also helping that. Letty. Show. Cool bug fact. I like this character better. Cool bug fact. I like this character better. Cool bug fact. Wriggle, I care slightly more about than Kangara. Oh, here we go. We're in the second half where it's going to be all the stuff that's won a lot of matchups now, I guess. Parsi is love. Parsi is life. The goddess of crazy hell. The catfish. I only see two characters, so we're going to kick the character I can't see. Alice or Yuka. Another two characters that are in both PC 98 and make comebacks. Alice is the one that I probably am more attached to. Kasen or Yuka. I've already mentioned that I kind of like Kasen better than Yuka. Oh, there we go. That's a tie. I consider those to be 100% the same character. There's no difference between the two. To me, it's just a. Do I like her with the long hair? Do I like her with the short hair? And honestly, it's too close of a difference for me to really make a call on it. They didn't make a big enough difference between the two characters when they brought her back. Which some people will like that. Statue or Killer Granny? I like Killer Granny. Good girl or statue? I think the statue's more of a good girl. Trumpet or good girl? Trumpet. Cow or good girl? Oh no, there's some maternal vibes here. We'll go with that. Neck or no neck? You know what? I like Sanae better than Sekibaki. Neck or no neck? I think I like Yorihime better. Neck or no neck? I like Kyoko better. Kyoko is cute. Neck or no leg? No neck or no legs? You know what? The fact that the fandom does an Abbott and Costello routine between Tojiko and Futo is enough of a reason for me to go with Tojiko here. Every funny man needs a straight man. No neck, wolf girl. No neck, wolf girl, bird girl. I don't even know what's going on with Tokiko's design, but I like Tokiko's design much better than Kagero's. Kawakuma. By the way, I know that there's a lot of people that draw devils with batwing ears. Do they serve a function? Do you need the wings coming out of your head? Oh. What did we lose? How much time did we lose? Okay, we're going to try to fix this. Oh, the stream is dying. Alright, task manager. Let's start closing some shit. Okay, we're back. What was the last one that we have me footage talking about? 'Cause I can go back a bit. Because I picked Tokiko here. That was the last one that I recall. So I'm not sure how much footage we lost. Okay. I know we're live now because I just reset the entire stream. When I eventually put this one up on YouTube, it will be two streams spliced together. And I will reopen Discord. Because my internet connection seems to be fine. I think Discord crashed, and I think Discord crashing might have been what killed the stream. Because Discord seems to be the only thing that's not running right now on my computer. But anyway, because we've resumed, let's continue to make progress. I like Kokuma better. Kakuro, you can win out this one. Marissa or Yukari? I consider Yukari to be the more interesting character, but Marissa has much more of a personality, and that personality, it ups the like factor a lot. Keiki and Yukari. You know what's another fun one? You're waiting on the orange versus mailing? Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. As for these two characters, as far as I see it, Keiki is how you narratively put a Yukari in your story without her just being a broken, overpowered mess. She's still the more interesting character just because her powers alone and border manipulation just make her that much more interesting. That being said, the relationship that Keiki has between Mayumi and the fact that she keeps getting built up by Mayumi and the fact that you don't even really beat her, you have to mostly spend a large chunk of time retreating. And the fact that they set her up as the back, she's a much more better narrative villain. That's all I'm saying. I think I personally like her better than Yukari. Personally. Speaking of well-written villains, if anyone's been watching Pearl Drop's Sprite Split universe, Dormy is a very interesting character in that. But that's a fanon thing that I feel like you could love it or hate it. Hit or miss it. So, I'll give Yukari the win this one time. But Dormy is always going to be an ever relevant presence. Dormy or Nitori? I'm going to give it to Dormy. Okay, Nitori is much better than the Dum Dum. Okay, now we got two Dum Dums. Tweedledee, Tweedledum. I think I find... this is where the mystery of Rumia starts to wear off for me, for favor of a character with a more interesting backstory. Not knowing a backstory is interesting to a point, but when you know a character's backstory, you can actually get involved and have some investment there. Kazosu and Rumia. I think Kazosu. Fortune Teller and Rumia. As much as I want to give it to Fortune Teller for the meme, I do like Rumia better. Okay, Yomu and the Fortune Teller. Okay, I do like Yomu more. A year ago, this would have been a much different choice. Kaneko and Fortune Teller. Kaneko. Minariko and Fortune Teller. See, the Aki sisters have gotten more relevant to me. Before they were as relevant as the Fortune Teller. And that's going to show. Komachi and the Fortune Teller. You know what? I'm going to go with Komachi here. Okay, Fortune Teller, you win. He stuck around and he got it. He got his win. Yamame, Gatsuhashi, Yamame. Mioi Yatsuhashi. Go with Mioi. Yachie and Yatsuhashi. Mugetsu and Yachie. Gengetsu and Mugetsu. Wings or no wings? I like Mugetsu better. Sara and Getsu. Good Getsu. Oh, here we go. Okina and Mai. That's an easy choice. But I do think it's funny that the sorter matched them up regardless. Sakuya and Mai. Sakuya. Renko and Mai. Renku. Reimu and Mai. Reimu. Raiko and Mai. Mai. Mistia and Raiko. Mistia. Mike and Raiko. Mike. Kaguya and Raiko. Rapid firing these now, huh? Kaguya. Kutaka and Raiko. Kutaka. Shizuha and Raiko. You know what? Yeah. Bad Apple and Raiko. Bad Apple. Momiji and Raiko. Raiko. Yuki and Momiji. Awu. Eika and Yuki. Eika. Ben and Yuki. Recency bias will win out here. Yeah, those are eyeballs, man. Orange. Mai. Ellen. Oh, here we go. This is the matchup everyone's been waiting for. Eyeballs versus eyeballs. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I actually think that the cape speaks a lot here. Raisin and Flandre. This is where my love of Flandre stops. Because she starts to become an irrelevant character the longer she sticks around, which is why we're going to give it to Raisin. Same thing with Aya, we'll go with Aya. Moku and Flandre. Moku has been relevant. Flandre surprisingly has been more relevant recently thanks to 17.5. But Moku is a character that I find more interesting personally, and I like Moku personally more. Kane and Flandre. Kane has been growing on me, but not enough to pass some of my favorite characters that I've known for much, much longer. I will say that I like her better than some characters that have been growing up recently, though. Alright, come on. Speed through. On. Luna. Yumemi. Hina. Larva. Nue. Meira. Shinki. Tank. Sariel. Toyohime. Orin. Mailing. Okay. Chen or Mayumi? Chen or Mayumi? I like Mayumi more. Chen or Remelia? Remelia actually has this funny bit that I actually am a big fan of, where she tries to act all elegant and sophisticated, but at the end of the day, she's still a child, and she'll break character, and I find that funny. Reimu or Chen? Reimu. Satori or Chen? For me, Satori. Suako or Chen? This is where the hat matters. Sega or Chen? Chen. Yuyuko or Sega? Yuyuko. Blue Aya or Sega? Blue Aya. Cowboy Aya or Sega? Cowboy Aya. Sukuna or Sega? Small. Big. Sega. Helmet. Beef. Turtle. Spoon. Kotohime. Okay, now we're getting into the characters that I don't really like or care about, so it's like, who do I hate more? You're annoying, so fish. Doll. The doll is poison, and I like poison. Futo or Jonko, who do I like more? Futo I like more as a meme, without really looking too deeply into the character. And meme has carried Futo very far into this list. But a superior, well-written character, at the end of the day, will always beat out a meme. Damn it, now we have two memes. God damn it, I know this was coming, too. I'm gonna go with the bigger idiot. It's a tale as old as 9. So yeah, we're gonna start to see where the meme falls off. Futo's design is another thing that keeps Futo ranked high. It is a meme. Yes, Futo is a meme. Futo is also very well designed. And has a very quirky personality as well. And I think that's enough to put Futo above Murasa, actually. Maribel and Murasa. Maribel has a lot of story and good stuff going for them. Lily and Murasa. This is where Murasa is going to start moving up. Shiki and Lily. Sooner or later, the battle of idiots will be 9 versus Oku. Oh, it'll happen. It already happened once in canon. Black or white? Black or white? You know what? I like Shiki more. Shiki Egi. Marissa or Lily? I like Marissa more. Mamizo or Lily? Mamizo's been growing on me, so Mamizo I like more. June or Lily? That's an easy choice. Chamata or June? Chamata is very, very interesting, and I like Chamata. Her dress was made by Sticky Fingers. I think I mentioned it before. Seija or Joan? I like Joan more. Oku or Seija? I like Seija more. Chiori or Oku? I like Chiori more. Ringo or Oku? I actually do like Oku more than Ringo. Okay, now we have Rinosuke versus Ringo. Rinosuke has been growing on me in recent years. Is it enough to pass Ringo? Yeah, I think so. Suika or Ringo? Suika. Iku or Ringo? I think Ringo still. Sagame or Iku? Honestly, Sagame's been growing on me a little bit just because of the winter event in Touhou Lost Word. So I think that's just enough to push her over Iku. Hatate or Iku? I'm gonna go with Iku. Piano. Dayose or Hatate? Did we already do this matchup? I don't remember. I'm going to say... Daisei. Kokoro or Hatate? Hatate. Takane or Kokoro? Takane. Mima or Kokoro? Mima. Pacholi or Kokoro? Pacholi. Patchouli. Kogasa or Hat? Kokoro? Kokoro. Alice or Kogasa? Kogasa. Tay or Alice? Alice. Star or Tay? We've already discussed this. Here we go. Now I gotta put the fairies against... I like the leader better than Star. But I've already declared that out of the 3 fairies of light, Luna is my favorite. Sanyo or Star? Star. Balloon or Sanyo? As much as I love this balloon, I do think that this is a better character than the balloon. The matchup of the century. I like the balloon better. Robot versus missile. Robot made I will always win in versus missile in my opinion. Okay, we're getting to the big guns here. So, some of my favorites up here. I'm going to put Parsi. And then, let's see, Acacia or Shion. Acacia's interesting, but I like Shion better. So we're going to get in lag. So, Ichirin and Acacia. I like Acacia. Catfish and Ichirin. Catfish. Koishi and Ichirin. I think Koishi's more interesting. Alice and Ichirin. Ichirin's more interesting. People forget that she's kind of a magician too. Nazarin and Alice. I guess now I should probably mention this. There's another fan work that I've read, which is Echoes at the Front of the Temple. Hilton Showdown. And it's about Byakuran's little crew, and the characters and portrayals in that are really good and really fun. I recommend you read it. It's a silent 4-coma comic where there's no talking in it, so it's very easy and very accessible for everyone to read. So I recommend you go read it if you haven't. Tenchi or Alice? Tenchi. Hijiri or Alice? Hijiri. Sumireko or Alice? Sumireko. Ran or Alice? I'll go with Ran. Violin or Alice? I think I like Alice better than the Prism Rivers. I think I do. Kasen. Yeah, I like the Prism Rivers better than Kasen. They're totally less irrelevant, but I'm just not a super big fan of Kasen. She's interesting in theory, but she's just not interesting to me. Bucket or Kasen? Do I hate Kasen that much? No, I don't. Yuka, Numino, Statue, Prism River. Cow Mom. Good Girl, Sanae. Bucket. You know what? Nah. The more I think about it, the more I realize it. Yeah. Okay, Kyoko. Tojiko. Bucket. Prince. The eagle has landed. The rabbit has landed. Akyu, Misumaru, Letty, Sho. Sekibanki wins out here. Tokiko also wins out here. I think Koakuma also wins out here. Who do I like here better? I think I actually like Shinjuku better. The lab coat wins. Bug. Kagura. I actually like Nightbug better. Wriggle kick. Gongara Kaguro. I care about these characters about equally, but I like Kaguro's design more. Luis and Gongara. Gongara. Ellis and Luis. I just love like the sour expression that they drew on this one. And honestly, when it comes to two characters that have similar design, I'm going to go with the one with the hat. Speaking of characters with a hat, I like this hat. It's a weird tricorn hat. And Okina probably always going to win against Marissa if those matchups happen. Now, do I like Sakia more than Marissa? I think I like them about the same, to be honest. But I'll give Sakia the mysterious aspect. Actually, they both have a little bit of a mysterious aspect going on. But aesthetically, design-wise, Sakia I like better, and that's enough to push her over Marissa, in my opinion. Renko and Marissa, as interesting as Renko is, Marissa is much more interesting, and I like her more. Keiki and Renko. A year ago, this would have been swapped. So, I'm going to put in Renko. Reimu and Keiki. I think I still have to go with Reimu. Keiki, I do like better than Satono and Mai. Yukari, I also like better than Satono and Mai. Doremi, I also like better than Satono and Mai. Nitori, I also like better than Satono and Mai. Mai is better here. Mistia is better here. Mike is better here. Yoshika. Kaguya. Kozusu. Battle of the Blondes with red shit in their hair. I'm gonna go with KFC. Go with Rumia. Yomu Kanpaku. Yomu. Kaneko. Oh no! It's Battle of the Aki Sisters. Now, fun fact. This is going to be weird. I actually like Shizuha better because I like the whole aspect of painting the leaves of autumn better than the harvest. Because as much as a foodie as I might claim to be sometimes, I can appreciate an artist when I see one. The other Aki here. Here we go. 2 Grim Reapers. Who do I like better? Bad Apple or more relevant character? I'll let you in on a secret. I like characters who are relevant. Oof. Bad Apple or character who is dead, yet somehow still more relevant? Yamane or Ellie? I like Ellie better. Raiko or Yamane? I think I like Raiko better. Momji or Yamane? I like Yamane better. Mioi or Momoji? Mommy G. I'm a big fan of the Sword and Shield, so I'll give Momiji this one. Eika or Mioi? Go with Eika. Ben or Mioi? Go with Mioi. Ah, here we go. Another battle of sisters. I think I like Yatsuhashi better. And I'm honestly not a fan of Bowsette over here. I'm really like not a fan. Look at all these characters that. Okay, fine. I like Bugetsu better. Hang on. Ugh. That was a big one. We're at 69%, everybody. Benchmark it. Take a picture. Ellen or Sarah? Just going off these two designs, we have Genki Girl and Interesting Girl. And I'm going to go with Interesting Girl. There we go. Raisin and Mailing. I like Mailing more. When it comes to design, theme, stage theme, I like Mailing more. The only thing I don't like about Mailing is how the fanon portrays her. I don't think of her as a lazy gatekeeper because of that one time she fell asleep. Failing to stop Protagonist Kun A and Protagonist Kun B from entering your domain is not something that I'm going to hold against her. Mayumi and Raisin, I like Raisin more. Aya and Mayumi, I like Aya more. Moku and Mayumi, I like Moku more. Flandre and Mayumi, I like Flandre more. Kane and Mayumi, I like Mayumi more. Remelia and Kane, I like Remelia more. Reimu and Kane, I like Reimu more. Satori and Kane, I like Satori more. Suiko and Kane, I like Suiko more. Chen and Kane, I like Chen more. Yuyuko and Kane, I like Yuyuko more. Blue Aya and Kane, I like Kane more. Momoyo and Megumu, I honestly like Megumu more. Saki or Momoyo? Stupid or Mastermind? I'm gonna go with the Mastermind. Sukuna and Momio. Shimimaru and Momio. I like Momio more. Satano and Sukuna. I like Shimimaru. Yeah, I like Satano more. On and Shimimaru. I like On more. Luna. Do I like Luna more than Shimimaru? I think I don't. I like her more than Yugi though. There's a lot of these characters that I'm actually not a big fan of in a vacuum. I like them with other characters when their interactions play off each other. Which is why Yumemi is enough to go over Yugi. Hina, I like more than Yugi. Larva, I also like more than Yugi. Nue, I also like more than Yugi. And Yugi, I like more than Meira. Sega, I like more than Meira. Because with Meira, the only thing I really like about her is her design, because I know almost fuck all about her. Raisin, Unzen, Genji, Spoon. There we go. Now this is a matchup I can decide. I like her better than Kotahime. Shinki and Kotahime. That's going to be a... I think I'm actually going to go with Kotahime here. Ah, yeah. Fish. Tank. Fallen Angel. Moon Princess. Cat with Wheelbarrow. Funny maid, haha, funny maid. Alrighty, we're at the 73 mark. Mizuhashi Parsi. Don't cry, Parsi-chan. Okay, Junko or Shion? That's tough. This is tough. Junko has less relevance, sadly, so I think I'm going to go with Shion here. Oh, look. It's my favorite couple. Best friends till the end. Out of this pairing, I do like Junko more. Oh, here it is. The memes. Who is the strongest character in Gensokyo? I wonder. But yeah, Cerno's the funnier character, so I like her more. Now, when it comes to characters with dumb designs, these two definitely always come to mind. Whose dumb design do I like more? The one that doesn't say Welcome to Hell on it. Maribel and Lapis. You know what? I'll give her that. Catfish and Maribel. Who do I like more? Go to Maribel. She's better written. I like Marasa better than the Catfish. Now we're getting to see where the Catfish actually stands. It's going to be amazing how many people the Catfish beat, though. Ooh, Lily or the Catfish? I think I like Lily better. Shimada, Joan. Seija. I like the Catfish better than Shiri. I like Koishi better than Shiri. I like Ichirin better than Shiri. I like Nazrin better than Shiri. I like Tenchi better than Shiri. She's a brat, but she's funny and hilarious in her own cocky little way. I like Byakuren better than Shiri. I like Sumareko better than Shiri. Do I like Ran better than Shiri? I feel like these two I kind of like the same. They're like two halves of a coin. But Ran also has the Chen interaction, so I guess I like Ran better. Ran wins by a Chen. Alice and Shiri. I think I like Shiri better. Oku and Alice. I like Oku better. Renosuke and Alice. I like Renosuke better. Suika and Alice. You know, I think I like Suika better, so I'll go with my gut on that one. Ringo and Alice. I like Alice better. Just barely. Lunasa and Ringo. You know what? I like Lunasa better. I like Ringo better than Kasen. I think I actually like Sagame better than Kasen. I never really thought about that, but I do. Iku and Kasen. These characters I feel about equivalent because they both have somebody that they're kind of stuck dealing with. I think we'll hit tie again here. I like Lyrica better. I like Yuka better. Do I? Yeah, I do. I like Numano better. I like Nurame better. I do like Merlin better. I like Dayuse better than Arumi, though. I like Hatate better than her. I like Takane better than her. I like Mime better than her. I even like Pachuli better than her. Do I like her better than Kokoro? Yeah, having a personality kind of helps. I like Sanai better. Yorihime versus Kokoro. You know, I think I like Kokoro better than Yorihime. Kogasa versus Yorihime. Yorihime. Kyoko versus Kogasa. Kyoko. Tojiko versus Kogasa. I actually like Tojiko better. Bucket versus Umbrella. Ooh, battle of the century here. I like the Bucket. Prince versus Umbrella. I like the Prince. Wabbit. Wabbit. Akyu. Lore. Letty? Yeah, I like Letty better. Sho or Kogasa? I like Sho better. Seki Banki or Kogasa? I actually like Kogasa better. She's got the more interesting design. Alice or Seki Banki? I like Alice better. Seki Banki is interesting, but I don't really care too much about Seki Banki. Like, to me, the most interesting aspect is the fact that they're wearing that cool collar to hold their head in place. Or just rest their head there. Give it to Tay. We'll give it to Sunny. Give it to Star. Okay, Seki Banki. Red and purple schemes. Oh my god, I think I care about these characters about the same. Do I like Tokiko less than the balloon? I think I do. I think I like her more than the robot maid, though. Kawakuma is more relevant than the robot maid, and she's been more interesting as of lately. Now, Shinyoku, I've mentioned before. I like Shinyoku. Both the male and female, I consider them to be equivalent. I like how their designs also don't really matter too much. Wow, we're just chunking along through here. I think I like you better. This character is one of the most irrelevant characters in all of Touhou, by the way. My only connection to it is on... there's a Wolficer that uses her on occasion. And other than that, it's not much. But it's more than this character. Actually, no, I think I like these two about the same. I'll give it to Kungara on the fact that there was one memorable fan work that I read that featured them. It was the fan work that treated Kungara as one of the four divas of the mountain. Luis and Rutuko. I like Rutuko better. Missile. Shinyoku. Kana and Luis. Wow, these are like the two. Do I go with happy or sad? Well, purple. I like purple better. Hat. Mini Rumia. I don't care about this character. Okay, now we're getting to the big decisions. Who do I like more? Okina or Mei-Ling? It's Okina. Ooh! Battle of the Beauties of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Now this is where I might piss some people off. I used to like Sakia more. I really did. She's fallen off and as of late. Mostly because, frankly, I feel like the character has been explored to a point where I can reliably just have an image of Sakuya in my mind. Mei Ling hasn't been as explored as much. And the fact that I just I just frankly like their design better. Like I can get the impression that these two do each other's hair. You can tell. They even have both have the twin braids going. But yeah, Mei Ling has the theme that I like better. She has the stage theme that I like better. She's got the hat that I like better. She's even got the hairstyle that I like better. And also the Chinese aesthetic is much more appealing than maid outfit. The only thing that Sakuya has that Mei Ling doesn't, in my opinion, is a cooler power set and a better character dynamic with the Master Remilia. Like, if I weigh everything I like about both characters, I will still always put Mei Ling ahead, because I like more things about Mei Ling than I like about Sakuya. But it is a surprisingly close. Like, I'm expecting Mei Ling to probably be in my top 5. And Sakuya, I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up being like one behind Mei Ling or right, like neck and neck. Raisin and Sakuya. Raisin has the more interesting backstory, and the servant dynamic I find kind of funny because she has to deal with Tay as well. So when I think about it, I think I like Raisin better than Sakuya. But at the same time, Sakuya just has that cool factor. And how much do I weigh the cool factor? For me, I don't look at the cool factor too much. Now, Sakuya I like better than Aya, because as interesting of a character as Aya is, she has like 3 cool points. She's a Tengu, she's fast, and she's a reporter / journalist. Those 3 things I like because it's a very interesting thing about her. Everything that I've already said about Sakuya also still applies here, and I feel like that's just more to offer as a character. Now, Marissa and Aya. Marissa is often used as the fast option as the playable characters compared to Reimu, so we have 2 speedsters here. And Marissa just has much more going on in the lore department, as well as being a protagonist much more often. Hell, in the game Icons, she's featured in the art more often than Reimu is. Like, I actually like Marissa more than Reimu. That matchup's going to happen at some point, but I'm just going to get out of the way here. I like Aya better than Renko. I like Moku better than Renku. I like Renko better than Flandre. Nah, not really. It's close. I'll take that back. I'll say that I like Flandre better. Mayumi and Renko. That's one I can give to... probably still Mayumi, actually. Flandre... we gave it to Flandre, so we'll give it to Remilia as well. Reimu and Renko. Phantom Report can only get you so far, Renko. I think we figured out where it is. And it's like not competing with my favorites. That's where it is. Also, I should probably mention that Chen is a primary character in the Phantom Report film. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Reimu. We're at 81%. Probably finish this in like another 15 minutes at this rate. Keiki or Chen? I like Keiki better. I like Yukari better. I like Doremi better. I like Nitori better. Do I like Chen more than Mai and Satono? I think I don't. Chen meme. Here we go. Another battle of the cat girls. I like Mike better. Yoshika and Chen. I think I like Yoshika better. Also, I also like how Yoshika's Chinese aesthetic also carries over. She's got the same hat as Mei Ling if people pay attention to that. Some versions of Mei Ling have them wearing the same hat in art. Or a very similar hat, because they have the little star on it. I like Chen better than Kaguya, though. I like Yuiko better than Kaguya. I like Kane better than Kaguya. I like Blue Aya better than Kaguya. I like Cowboy Aya better than Kaguya. I like Momio better than Kaguya. But do I like Satano and Mai better than Kaguya? I think I do. Like I like On better than Kaguya. I like Shimamaru better than Kaguya. I think I do like her better than Luna still though. The Fairies of Light are hard to get behind, to be honest. Forbidden Scrollery is going to just barely put you ahead of Luna. Barely. Kutaka and Child. Kutaka. Rumia and Child. Hmm. I think I still give it to Rumia. Yomu wins hands down. Kaneko hands down. I'll give Luna over Aki sisters. I'll give Luna some credit. The Abbott and Costello routine over the sisters. Hina over the sisters. I'll give Aki Shizuha over Larva. I'll give the sisters over Larva. I like Komachi more than Larva. I do like Larva more than the Fortune Teller. I think Nue has enough going for Nue to be liked more than the Fortune Teller, even with Yugi. The Fortune Teller I like, but it's hard to like a character that was introduced and killed in the same story. I mean, literally. That's how significant the fandom thinks of them, to the point where they drew him dead in this fucking image for this sorter. I like Sega better. I like Raisin better. I like Unzen better. I like Genji better. I do like him better than Spoon, because I don't pay too much attention to Spoon. Spoon beats Bad Apple, though. Bad Apple beats Swordswoman. Drumbeat beats Swordswoman. Swordswoman beats Spider, though. Police Officer beats Spider. God of Makai beats Spider. Tank beats Spider. Fallen Angel beats Spider. Moon Princess beats Spider. You know, I've never really thought about this, but I think Orin beats Spider by a dancing gif, and that's about it. Spider beats Maid, though. I think I'll give this one to Momiji. I like Eika better. I like Miyoi better. My only exposure to Yumeko is like I remember so little about the character, and that just says a lot. Give it to Yatsuhashi and Ben. I like Yuki better. I like Orange better. I like Mai better. I guess I'll pick Yachie. Here we go. Man, these art styles are very similar. When it comes to characters, I'll give him this one. Bland, interesting. Bland, happy. Okay, now we're getting into the characters where it's going to be a lot easier if I'm going to be matching up against this guy. This is probably going to be one of the lowest characters. I think my least favorite character is going to be, I've already forgotten his name. It's the eyeballs connected by lightning. Oh, here we go. This is the big matchup. I think once we run through this, we'll be at like 90%. So when it comes to these two, these are easily my two favorite characters. We have God of Doors. We have the jealousy princess on the bridge that no one walks. Let's see. I think Parsi is more interesting just because of her power set when I compare her to Mei Ling, as well as I like the interesting design that is given just to her outfit as well. It feels fairly unique. Xion or Mei Ling? Do I like this is a question I've never asked. Do I like Xion better than Mei Ling? Huh. Food for thought. Speaking of food for thought, food for my thought. Yeah, going off of gut feelings and the fact that Mei Ling has a lot more presence in history, I'll give it to Mei Ling. Also, having more than one theme is also going to help Mei Ling. Raisin and Xion. I think I like Raisin better. She's got more going on as a character, whereas Xion is kind of one note. Well, two note really. She's got the whole disastrous twins thing going, and then God of Poverty. Sakuya and Xion. Again, I feel like this is where Xion's qualities have started to wear off. And we've seen how far she's climbed. Marissa and Xion. Yeah. Aya and Xion, though. Aya and Xion. I think Aya still wins out here, just because I use Aya as a benchmark for Zin's art style, to where I start just comparing other characters to Aya. Says a lot. Oh no, it's Moku and Blue Moku. Do I go traditionalist and go with the original? Or do I go with the new hotness? Ah! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I think I go with Moku. Because part of the meme with Xion is I call her Blue Moku. And I think that just shows how much I like this character. Flandre and Xion. Nostalgia bias is going to give me the win for here. Mayumi and Xion. So recency bias wants me to pick Mayumi. However, Xion is the much more interesting character, so I think Xion still wins here. Junko wins here. Cerno wins here. Futo wins here. Acacia wins here. Maribel wins here. Marasa wins here. Aki wins here. Marissa wins here. And I like Mamizo more. By the way, my favorite Pokemon is Ditto, and people that can impersonate other characters are very appealing to me. Which is weird because I like her and I don't like Nue, who changes her appearance a lot, which is weird. Probably just because Mamizo is more interesting to be written. Mayumi beats Lily, though. I think Remilia also beats Lily. I also prefer Reimu over Lily. I like Satori more than Lily. I like Suako more than Lily? Yeah, I do. Ranko more than Lily? Not really. Chamata more than Ranko? My recency bias is gonna tell me Chamata. Joan versus Ranko? I think I like Ranko better. Oh no, it's the two the greedy gubs. Frankly, I like this one because it's better written. Keiki and Joan. I got a bunch of gods now. You know, I didn't realize it now that I think about it. There's quite a few people, quite a few of these characters are gods that I have a big fondness for. Sculpting god, god of pestilence. I think I like Keiki more. Yukari and Joan. We're almost in the final stretch. I like Yukari more. In fact, the interaction between Yukari and Joan in their story is actually pretty hilarious because Yukari is the one that pretty much shuts down the Disastrous Sisters. I do I like Joan more than Doremi though? I actually don't. Sleep, Dream Queen, Tori or Joan. I think I like Tori better. I like Joan better than Mai though. I think. Now I'm second guessing myself. Do I like Mai and Tara more than Joan? No, I think my first instincts were correct. Seija and Mai. I like Seija more. Catfish or Mai. I do like Mai more than the catfish. Nah, who am I kidding? Catfish for life! Koishi or Mai. I think Koishi's more entertaining, more interesting. Ichirin or Mai. Ichirin. Nazarin or Mai. Nazarin. Tenshi or Mai. Tenshi. Byakurin or Mai. Byakurin. Sumireko or Mai. Sumireko. Ran or Mai. Ran. Chiri or Mai. Chiri. Oku or Mai. Oku. Renosuke or Mai. I think Renosuke. Suika or Mai. Wow, it's still making me pick over Mai, huh? Suika or Mai. Suika. Alice or Mai. Alice. Lunasa or Mai. Lunasa. Ringo or Mai. I think Mai wins there. Mystia or Ringo. I think I like Mystia better. Mike or Ringo. I like Ringo more than Mike. Ooh, we're at 90% now. Home stretch. Sagame or Mike. Recency bias from Lost Word. I'm going to give it to Sagame. I like Mike better than Kazen. No, I'm kidding. Piano or Mike. I think piano wins. Piano is one of my favorite instruments, by the way. Honestly, the entire Prism River are literally just playing my three favorite instruments that I was taught to play at one point or another, which are the trumpet, the piano, and the violin. Maybe that's why I like the Prism River so much. I never stopped to think about that. Yuka. Numeno. Narumi or Mike? I think I like Mike better. Yoshika or Narumi? I think I like Yoshika better. Chen or Narumi? I definitely like Chen better there. Definitely like Yuika better there. I like Kane better there. Blue Aya, Cowboy Aya, Momoyo. Do I like her better than Satono? No, I don't. On is better. I like Shumimaru better. I like Kaguya better. I like Kozusu better. I like Utaka better. I do like her better than Rumia, to be honest. I like Merlin better. I like Rumia better than Daiosei. I like Yomu better than Daiosei. I like Kanako better than Dainosei. I like Luna better than Daiosei. I like Umemi better than Daiosei. I like Hina better than Daiosei. We're really rapid firing now. The recency on the Aki sisters. I like Komachi better. I like Larva better. I do like her better. Yeah, I'll give it to Nui. I like her better than Yugi. Hatate and Yugi. I think it's Hatate. Takane and Yugi, it's Takane. Mima and Yugi, it's easily Mima. Patchouli and Yugi, it's Patchouli. Irumi and Yugi, it's Irumi. Sanai and Yugi, it's Sanai. Kokoro and Yugi, it's Kokoro. I think I think I like Yorihime better. I like Kyoko better. Tojiko and Yugi. I think I like Tojiko better. Yugi and Kisame, I like Kisame better. Bucket. Prince. Wabbit. Book Girl. Or sorry, Scroll Girl. Or Chronicle Girl. And Misumaru is moving up. Letty. Sho. I like Yuki better than Kokusa, though. Sega. Raisin. Unzen. Do I like Genji better than the umbrella? I think I do. I like the fortune teller better, too, now that I think about it. Yuma and Korsa. I think Yuma is more interesting. Ellie and Kogusa. She's got a hat and a scythe. Raiko and Kogusa. I think I like Raiko better. Meira and Kogusa. I like Kogusa better. Alice and Meira. I think I like Alice. Tay and Meira. It's Tay. Sunny. Meira. I like Sunny better. Star. Sekibanki. It's a balloon, though. I like her better for the. I like them better than the balloon. It's a balloon. Is there little? Are there? What characters are going to be below the balloon? That's what I want to see at the end of this list. You're just clicking through because they want to find out where the balloon goes. Tokiko, Koikuma, Shingoku, Wriggle, Kagero, Kongara. Okay. Maid or robot maid? Robot maid. Missile or maid? Maid. I like that better. I like that better. We're just trying to place the missile, huh? Let's see. Boring and missile. Missile. I like Shinyoku, Luis, and Yumiko. Oh my god, it's the two boring, staring blankly into me characters. Purple and Hat. Hat. Rumio look alike. Frankly, you creep me out, to be honest. I know more about you. Poison. Annoying is funnier. That's an eyeball. I think Evil Eye Sigma might be one of the. I think I already know who's gonna be lowest. It's gonna be the weird Mugen something or other. That's the bunch of eyeballs. There we go. We're done. Which means I can now zoom. There we go. Number 1. Okinamatra, not surprised. Top 3, not surprised. Those are very much what I consider to be my 3 favorite characters. But let's see who gets in. Number 4, Raisin. Number 5, Sakia. She did make it in the top 5 after all. Marisa, PC98, got 6th? Weird, it didn't do Marisa versus Marisa, and it didn't do Mailing versus Orange. It's so weird. Aya hanging in at number 7, Moku at number 8, Flandre at number 9, and Shion at number 10. Junko just barely escaping the top 10, Cerno at number 12. Look how close Cerno was to being to number 9. Clown Piece at number 12. Oh, it tied. There's ties. There's a lot. They tied for number 12. I think I only ever got to do a matchup with Clown Piece once, and it was with Cerno. Let's look at last. Yeah, it's Yugen Magan. Yugen Magan is at the bottom, followed by Ego Isume, Kikori, Ellis, Gudamaki Tsukasa. Medicine. I like her more than a lot of these characters. I'm surprised Medicine is as low as that because it didn't put her in a lot of matchups. Like, I would probably put Medicine personally, like, somewhere in the 80 to 90 range. Look at Mima down there at 91. I thought I liked her more. But, anyway. I'm going to pan through it. Lily, just barely even make it into the top 25. Look at the catfish, though. He's pretty high. So, yeah. Shikieki at number 18. Marasa at 17, Maribel at 16. Where's Renko? There she is. 28. And PC98 Reimu's over here. Yeah. Is there any other ties? 30, 44, 47. Yeah, here's a tie over here. Kasen and Iku tied. Sorry, Iku and Aaron. That's right. Oh, it's a three-way tie for 54. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of ties. Yeah. But if you ever wanted to know my 3 favorite Touhou characters, there you go. And now I can reset my browser to 100 so people can screen cap this. If you really want to, just to see the end. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.